Good morning. How is the day going? Okay, let me see if I can get this all set up. So, what does this mean? I think that means I have two people live now. So, this is the first time I've done a live from my laptop. So, if you would drop a comment, let me see if I can actually see the comments on my laptop or if I need to turn on my iPad next to me so I can see comments. Well, now I'm down to one person. All right, we're back to two people. So let me see. Good morning. Yes, yay. All right, so it is up and it is running and it is doing what it is supposed to do. And yes, I touched my face, but I have sanitized my hands, so don't freak out on me. And the cough is an allergy cough. It's South Louisiana, and we're playing this wonderful game of pollen or plague right now. And mine is pollen. So, how is everyone doing? It's a little bit of a chaotic world going on right now. And I know if you're like me, your planning is equally as chaotic because you don't know how to plan. Same game in Chicago. I know it's that time of year. It's horrible. I work at a grocery store and I feel like every time I clear my throat, everybody scatters. And I'm like, it's allergies. I promise it's allergies. So it gets a little intimidating when you just want to clear your throat. And I'm drinking coffee, so that doesn't help much. So, it's been a hot minute since I've been on YouTube. Earlier this year, at the end of December and first part of January, I actually had a really bad respiratory infection and ended up heading to the hospital just to see everyone's reaction. That's funny. Yeah, so I ended up in the hospital with a respiratory infection the first part of the year. It was not COVID. It was just bad bronchitis. And then as I started feeling better and I was ready to get back into posting things, no, Madison, I'm not going live at 10:30. I'm going live now. I'm getting messages. So it's been a little bit of an adventure, and I'm replying to some messages on this side. Things just went crazy, the first part of March, and then they closed the schools and things even got a little bit crazier. And now we're all stir crazy at home. Well, a lot of us are stir crazy at home. Some of us still have to go to work every day. But I guess for me, my planning has suffered through all of this because I'm going to be honest, I haven't picked up a single planner in almost 5 weeks. And I'm outside, so I'm sorry about the cars. It's been like 5 weeks since I picked a planner up. And as a planner, that makes me feel kind of guilty. But what I have realized over the last couple of days is that my planning has just changed a little bit. I kind of grew up in chaos. So for me, I tend to overplan when things are out of my control because it's my way of feeling in control. And I'm really proud of myself because Madison, did you mess me up? Oh, May, where's my stuff at? Let's see if I can find. Okay, I'm back. My child just tried to call me and I did not realize it. Are you a journaler as well? You know what? I do have the 5-year journal from Hobonichi, the 5-year planner. And I was doing really good at just jotting down notes about what happened during the day. And then when all of this started with people being quarantined, I went from working 35 hours a week to 50 plus hours a week. And I was just so tired when I got home that I didn't have the ability to write it down. But what I've started doing was kind of snapshotting on my iPad and on my phone the funny memes and the daily statistics. So I can kind of go back and maybe backfill that sometime this week or next week now that things are starting to calm down a little bit. I've been planning more than normal because I can finally do all the things that I've been putting off. And that's a great thing too. Now we have time to like declutter and do those kinds of things. It can be challenging sometimes if it's just a difference. It's an adapting. I haven't done any decorative planning. I did order some stickers this last week, which I'm proud of myself. I haven't ordered anything in so long. But I've really just kind of switched over to an A6 Hobonichi Day Free because I wasn't writing things down every day because honestly, some days I was scheduled to work from this time to that time, and they're calling me that morning saying, hey, can you work from here to here instead? So I got where I wasn't even writing that down. So I went to a Hobonichi Day Free and have just been using it to put lists in and kept the original setup that I had in my A6. I did take it out of the Foxy Fix cover because the leather was just getting like so crazy. And I found this really cute one on Amazon for like $15. So I absolutely love this. Is a great one. And then the only other planner that I'm really honestly giving any attention to is my finance planner. And that was one of my goals this year, was to stay on top of my finances. So this has worked really well for me. And this is just my bank statement. So we're going to move that to the side. But I put it in my old Hobonichi A5 cover. And I bought a check register book. My daughter's always fussed at me because I cover my mouth. A check register book that I took to Office Depot, not Home Depot, Office Depot, and just had them trim it so it would be the same size as the Erin Condren budget planner and an A5 Hobonichi Day Free. And this has worked really well for me, especially, we don't know what the next couple of months are going to bring. Right now, I don't know if I could say we're fortunate or unfortunate that both my husband and I are required to be at work. So our finances aren't taking that big of a hit, but we still want to be prepared if something were to happen. So this is really helping me stay on track with my financial goals. The other place that I have found challenging in my planning, and I don't know if this is for anybody else, but the grocery store. Y'all, I just make these big, long lists and go to the grocery store. Ooh, I got something in my eye. And it's like right now, I can't do that because half of the things I put on my list aren't at the grocery store. And then I just get frustrated and I just start chaos buying, which I think is happening to a lot of people in the world today. I see it every day. People are coming in, they're getting frustrated because this isn't available or that isn't available. And it's a struggle. When all of this hit, we went almost a week without any bread in our house. And then it dawned on me, I know how to make bread. And I have flour and I have sugar, but my yeast was 2 years old. And then the store didn't have any yeast. So, it's been a struggle and an adapting situation for a lot of people. How are y'all doing your grocery list and how are you planning your grocery store visits? Are you still making a full list or are you just writing down like those absolute necessities that you're completely and totally out of and that you need? That's a struggle for me. I work in a grocery store, so I'll see somebody come through with a thing of bleach and I'll be like, oh, hallelujah, we got bleach. And then on my break, there's no bleach. So it's been a challenge for me to get some of the things that I feel like we need. And I've almost gone back to, I hate to call it the college grocery store trips where you're buying whatever is available. Like we have a lot of raviolis, we have some frozen pizza in the freezer. It's not necessarily the most nutritious, but we got it. See, and you're lucky you're getting what you need. It's still a struggle here in South Louisiana You keep a stockpile normally. See, and I used to be that way. I would shop sales, so I would have extra things. But when all of this hit, after the kids moved out, I kind of started doing every other week shopping. So like week 1, I would buy mostly grocery items. And then week 2, I would buy like household items like cleaner and toilet paper and shampoos and those kind of things. And all of this hit when I was needing to buy toilet paper, shampoo, and all that kind of stuff. And my husband and I were running around town for 3 days trying to find toilet paper. And he was actually in another part of the state and was at Home Depot picking up some supplies for a job. And he calls me and he's like, hey, we got toilet paper. And it was like, yes, grab it. I don't care what kind it is, just grab it. So we got toilet paper, and then slowly but surely we started picking up some of the other cleaners that we needed. But it's been a challenge. I guess the main thing that I just want to get across to everybody is, we can get through this. We're just going to have to adapt what we're doing a little bit more. Don't beat yourself up if you're not writing in your planner. Don't beat yourself up if you're over planning. Then 2 years ago, we were hit with oh yeah. See, and I live in South Louisiana, so we don't really get tornadoes, but hurricanes and floods, I had stockpiles for a long time, and I just kind of got away from it because most of the grocery stores kind of overstock during hurricane season. So we can always go in and grab water last minute. And with this, we were out of everything. We're still struggling with rice and pasta and milk and eggs and things like that. Now, I will say I stockpile eggs in my refrigerator because we go through eggs like we go through eggs. If I only do 6 or 7 eggs a day, I'm lucky. We go through eggs. So that's been a challenge for me and my friend that I used to get fresh eggs from. They don't have chickens anymore, so I don't get fresh eggs anymore. But I don't know. It's a different world right now. It really is. It's insane. Check out A Bowl Full of Lemons Emergency Preparedness. I have not heard of that before. I am going to have to look into that. Let me write that. Look, I'm a note taker. Let me write that down. So what kind of things do they list off? Is it more of just a generalized kind of thing? Bowl full. I'm sorry if the camera's lemons. Emergency preparedness. All right, I'm gonna have to check that out. What our state put out shortly after they did the stay-at-home order and their list of things to kind of make sure we had on hand. I swear it was a carbon copy of the hurricane preparedness list. It had things like batteries and flashlights. She gives a bunch of printables for you to print off. Okay, so it's a website. I thought it was a book. I'm going to have to go check that out. I've never seen that one before. I like that. I'm going to have to check that one out. Does anybody else have any ideas or, things that you've been doing differently during all of this? Everybody's so quiet. Last time I did a live, we were all chatting. I think it's just still early in the morning. How have we been doing? Tony Hammersley. Oh, look, I'm sitting here struggling to see. Hammersley. I'm really gonna have to check that out. That's the first I've heard of that one. So how are we doing self-care during all of this? Is everybody taking an opportunity to kind of just care for yourself and make sure, that we as women tend to be the caretaker in the family, but we forget to take care of ourselves. Um, I wholeheartedly recommend getting up, putting makeup on. I just wonder how things are going to be after all of this is done. I think that's one of my, I try not to think about that, to be honest. I do. And then I kind of, gotta take a deep breath. It's so early in this crisis. We don't know what the future is going to bring. And for me, that's really hard because that's where a lot of my anxiety comes from, is not knowing what tomorrow is going to be like and not having tomorrow laid out. We're on a half acre, so I make sure to go for walks. See, and that's good. And the pond is behind me. I don't know if y'all can see the pond and the pool. We've been trying to walk the pond a little bit more. On my day off, I try to put makeup on. I really am not wearing makeup to work right now because I don't want to be rubbing my eyes or itching my makeup or something like that after coming in contact with so many people. So I try to make sure that I have makeup on my day off. I'm trying to just relax, more books. I tried to, the other day when I was off, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take a chill day. My husband's in Florida working. He'll be back today, so yay. I'm going to take a chill day. I'm going to check out this Lion King thing, or Tiger King. It's Tiger King. Y'all, I fell asleep during the first episode. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I can't decide if it's a documentary footage that actually happened that they're just like editing and making a new thing out of, or if it's actors. I just don't get this whole Tiger King, Lion King, whatever it is. See, and I wish I could use this opportunity to quit smoking. I really do. I've been smoking probably more because I'm stressed out. I think that's my way of dealing with stress now. When I was younger, doctor gave me Xanax. I don't recommend it. So I think I smoke, especially when I'm here by myself. It used to be when I was by myself in the house and my husband wasn't here, I hardly ever smoked. Like I would go through a pack of cigarettes maybe every 4 days or so. And now I get nervous. And I think it's just being by myself and getting lost in my own head that I'm not being as healthy as I am during normal times. Like I'm not working out on a regular basis. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not doing the things that I normally would do. I don't want to go to the gas station. I don't like going to the gas station either. And I guess the reason I'm smoking more is because I work in a grocery store. So I can just go over, grab them, pay for them through self-check, and I'm the only one that's touched them. It's strange. I work with the public every day, but I still have my own little phobias, I guess, going on, that my own stressors that are stressing me out over all of this situation and things that are going on. It's hard. I know it really is a different time. It's something new. One of my kids asked me what we did last time this happened. And I'm like, look, I'm almost 50 years old. Nothing like this has ever happened in my lifetime. This is new for me too. After 9/11, yeah, I lived in a city with a major Air Force base and things were different for about a week or so. There were some banking issues. Checks didn't get direct deposited because it was still relatively new with my company then, and they were mailing paper checks. But FedEx wasn't flying, and it was an inconvenience for a couple of weeks afterwards where I was at. And we've never been through anything like this in my lifetime. So I don't know how to plan for it. I don't know all the time how to cope with it. I find that I'm staying off of Facebook except for certain times of the day, so I can just kind of check out and see, what new mandates are being put into place in my area. Like, all of the parishes around us are on curfews, but Lafayette's not on a curfew yet. We have shelter in place orders going on, but our list of essential businesses really, in all honesty, encompass some businesses that really aren't essential. And there's still a lot of traffic out on the streets on a day-to-day basis. And that worries me. Louisiana got one of the lowest ratings on the social distancing thing. And every day I'm having to remind people, we need you to step back away from this person 6 feet, and it's hard. Don't listen to the news. It makes my anxiety worse. I really stay off the news. I really do. We used to be avid news station playing all the time, and I haven't been doing that. I go in, I listen to our mayor's press conference because that's when he goes in and gives us new information on policies that are changing, because everything's changing on a daily basis. And new businesses are being closed every day. So I kind of watch that one. I really don't watch the governor's one anymore because he talks a lot about New Orleans and he talks a lot about Baton Rouge. And I found that extremely overwhelming. And it made my anxiety worse. And I just don't do it. I don't do it. Filter what your triggers are and push them out of the way. As a spoonie and somebody who's dealt with chronic illness my entire life, I've had to learn to push things aside, and it's a little bit easier for me sometimes than some other people. I don't know. It's different. I know I miss having the girls over on the patio for wine, but my world's not going to end if they don't come over this week. It's going to be okay. Oh, so what else is everybody doing? I know Go Wild this year is up in limbo. I didn't buy tickets this year, so I really haven't stayed on top of that. But I know that that's being postponed to a later date. I know a couple of the other conventions, one went ahead, but apparently that was a complete and total foobar. It's different. We were supposed to have a planner meetup 2 weeks ago, and of course we couldn't do it. So I felt a little isolated from my planner peeps, especially my local planner peeps. It's been different. The world is different right now. And I don't know. I guess my one piece of, no, I have 2 pieces of advice through all of this. Learn to say no. And no is okay to say. You can say no. And don't beat yourself up over your planners. I've always said that for years and years and years. My planner isn't nearly as pretty as everybody else's planner. Sometimes my planner isn't as functional as other people's planners. But we all plan. We all do it differently. Try not to hold yourself to a standard that is unrealistic. Just go with the flow. I know it's easier said, go with the flow, than done. But yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, we have been on 24 minutes. So I actually have a husband that just texted me. I think he came over the Louisiana state line. What is my daughter sending me? Oh, okay. So I am going to go put some lunch on the stove so we can have a brunch. and I am going to work in my finance planner later today. I am off today and tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to be putting any new posts or anything like that up. I'll be honest, planning is on my back burner right now. I've had to readjust my priorities. Have a great day. Thanks for chatting. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me. Maybe I'll just start doing a live. I don't even know what my schedule is for next week yet. That's how unpredictable my life has been lately. But maybe we'll start doing something like this. Maybe next time I'll drop the camera down and we can catch up my planners together and y'all can tell me what I need to do in them. But until then, I hope everyone stays well, both physically and mentally, and that you are reaching out to your family and your loved ones via the telephone, via social media, however it is, just to check on them, especially the ones that are a little bit more isolated, and that we're doing all we can do just to build each other up and support each other during, these very uncertain times, not only in our country, but in our world. So until next time, y'all, remember, we all got a plan. We just all do it a little bit differently. Thanks for joining me.